Hello everyone, Kate Andrus from Ms.Magna here. I'm joined by Edmonton Remax Realtor Luciano Anselmo today, who has agreed to discuss with us the Dower Act and its impact on married couples in Alberta. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So in today's post I discuss Clause 7 of the Magna Carta and the protections afforded to widows. I then contrast it to Dower Act in Alberta. But Luciano, can you explain to me how the Dower Act affects your industry specifically?
Well, the Dower Act, unlike the Magna Carta, means you don't have to die for it to apply to you. That if you're married to the person and your name's not on the title of your house or condo or property, that you need to give permission for your husband or wife to sell said property. Even if your name's not on the title, you still have rights to that property.
Okay, that's very interesting. So a house cannot be sold by the husband even if the wife is not on the title unless she consents.
Yes.
Very interesting, thank you. Now, for a realtor, at what point does dower come into play in a home sale transaction?
Well, we're taught to watch for things, and actually on our listing form, before we list the property, there's a box we get checked off by the people, by the house owner, homeowner, that says, are you currently married or separated? Then if they check the box and sign off on it, then we then tell them or refer them, or usually people have their own lawyer picked out, or commissioner of oaths, to then get the dower agreement signed prior to listing the property for sale. And it just saves us a bunch of headaches if we do it.
Okay, great, because yes, the Dower Act does say that the sale can't proceed without that consent, so
Yes.
I guess it's just industry best practice to get it addressed early on.
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. So the Dower Act is a provincial legislation, so meaning that it doesn't apply in Ontario, British Columbia, other provinces. And in fact, some provinces have abolished their form of the Dower Act. Now, some different forms of protections may have been put in place instead. Okay, so maybe that answers the question before I ask it. What is your position on the Dower Act existing in Alberta?
I think it's great. I think it protects husbands and wives in abusive situations where they're not on the title, they're not on the phone bill, they're not on the insurance, and they don't have any say in anything. So if, one day either the husband or wife decide to pick up and leave with their mistress or boyfriend or secretary, that you don't get left with nothing just because you're not an over-aggressive person. That the government has this in place to protect you in the case that the person you marry turns into a monster.
All right. Yes, and marriages can go sour, and that can happen quickly. So it's basically a government protection from abuse and from being essentially left out in the cold.
Left out homeless and penniless.
All right. Okay, great. Well, is there anything else that the average home buyer, married couple looking to buy or looking to sell a home in Edmonton should know?
Just that if only one of you is on the title, be prepared that you'd have to go see a commissioner of oaths or a lawyer to get that document signed. We as realtors, we're not held at a high enough standard to get that document signed. That's why you need to go to a commissioner of oaths or a lawyer.
Okay, so that in itself speaks to the importance of this document. Because normally a realtor would witness most documents, correct?
Yes, we witness most of them.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us today.
Okay, glad to have been of service.
Thank you.
Thank you.